I am Professor Shivan. Welcome to my Analog Circuits online class. Today's topic is schemic trigger, which is also called as regenerative comparator. Now let us have some introduction about schemic trigger. Schemic trigger is one of the most useful op-amp application. Schemic trigger is an integral part of many electronic circuits and ICs. Schemic trigger converts sinusoidal and non-sinusoidal signals into either square waves or pulse waveforms like this. Either square wave or pulse waveforms. Therefore, schemic trigger also called as squaring circuit. Schemic trigger is basically designed to eliminate the drawbacks or problems of open loop comparators. So what do you mean by open loop comparator? A op-amp comparator where we are not using any feedback elements from output towards the input are called as open loop comparators. False triggering, unwanted triggering and chattering effect is the main problem of zero crossing detector and other open loop comparators. Please refer one of my YouTube video to know more about what is chattering effect or false triggering in open loop comparators. Schemic trigger works under closed loop op-amp configuration and it uses positive feedback. Students, we know what is the symbol of an op-amp. So this is a symbol of the op-amp where op-amp has two input terminals, inverting terminal minus and non-inverting terminal positive. When part of the output is fed towards the input side, that kind of concept is called as feedback. Schemic trigger works under positive feedback. Meaning is that part of the output is collected and it is given to the non-inverting terminal, that is positive terminal. During this case, there is no phase shift between output and feedback quantity and input voltage. Whereas in negative feedback, we are taking part of the output towards the inverting terminal. There we can see 180-degree phase shift between input and a feedback quantity. Our schemic trigger uses positive feedback for its operation. To collect the part of the output from output side to input side, we are taking feedback elements. Usually these are resistors. Now let us see what are the types of schemic triggers. Based on the connection of input voltage Vin and reference voltage V reference connected to any of the terminals of the op-amp, we can classify the schemic trigger into two types. One is inverting schemic trigger and non-inverting schemic trigger. Now let us discuss the first type, that is inverting schemic trigger. Students, let us take a op-amp. We know op-amp has inverting terminal minus, non-inverting terminal plus and output terminal V0. So what do you mean by inverting schemic trigger? In inverting schemic trigger, we are going to connect the input called Vin to inverting terminal via a resistor ROM. And another input for a comparator is V reference. that is this reference, V reference, is connected to positive terminal of the op-amp. Students, as I said, schematic trigger uses a positive feedback. Mean to say, part of the output is connected towards the positive terminal or non-inverting terminal to get positive feedback. To get positive feedback, we are going to take two resistors like this. Two resistors are R1 and R2, and they are connected to the output terminal. Students, the voltage across the resistance R1 is called as a V reference, and this V reference is given to positive terminal or non-inverting terminal of the op-amp. Op-amps works under two power supplies, plus VCC and minus VE. Yeah. At any point of time, output of the any comparator, including a schematic trigger, is of two types. It is plus Vsatch and minus Vsatch. Plus Vsatch is approximately is equal to plus VCC of the power supply, and minus Vsat is approximately is equal to minus VEE of the op-amp. Students, since we are taking voltage across the R1 as a reference voltage for inverting schematic trigger, and output has two possibilities like plus Vsatch and minus Vsatch, therefore reference voltage has two possibilities. Reference voltage has two possibilities, or it gives two reference voltages. Students, in this circuit diagram, this particular portion R1, R2 including V0 acts as a voltage divider network. Voltage divider network. This voltage divider network gives two possible reference voltages in a schematic trigger circuit. Now let us see how there are two reference voltages. Students, we know that there are two possibilities of output. One is plus Vsatch and another is a minus Vsatch. Let's say my output is at plus Vsatch state. So when output goes to plus Vsatch state, this particular portion is acts as a voltage divider network. Therefore, voltage across the resistor R1 is nothing but plus Vsatch into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. So this is the equation from voltage divider rule. This is positive voltage. Therefore, this is generally called as upper threshold voltage. Upper threshold voltage, denoted by VUT. Similarly, students, when output jumps to minus Vsatch, again voltage across the R1 is given by the formula VR1 is equal to minus Vsatch into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. That time this voltage is given by the name lower threshold voltage, denoted by VLT. Therefore, in schematic trigger, we are going to get two reference voltages. One is upper threshold voltage when V0 goes to plus Vsatch state, and minus Vsatch when output is minus Vsatch. That reference voltage is called as lower threshold voltage. Now let us understand the working of inverting schematic trigger with the help of input and output waveforms. Yeah. Let us have this input as a sinusoidal signal. This is a sinusoidal signal where this is connected to Vin for schematic trigger. In any sinusoidal signal, we have plus Vp, that is plus peak volt point, and minus Vp, that is minus peak point. In schematic trigger, we know that there are two reference voltages. One is VUT, upper threshold voltage, and another is lower threshold voltage, VLT. Upper threshold is always positive, therefore it comes in the positive side of the x-axis, that is here. Let us indicate the VUT. And VLT is a negative voltage. Let us indicate in the negative side of the x-axis here. From each of the reference voltage, you cut the input voltage Vn like this. And wherever our input is crossed by VLT and VUT, you indicate with the help of a cross marks like this. Yeah. From each cross marks, you extend a vertical lines to draw our output voltage V0. Yeah. This is VUT and this is VLT. Students, this is a portion of the waveform where input voltage is greater than VUT. Greater than VUT. This is the portion of the waveform where input voltage is less than VLT, that is lower threshold voltage. Students, as soon as Vin is greater than VUT, then output shifts from positive Vsatch to negative Vsatch, that is this point. It shifts from positive Vsatch to negative Vsatch, and this remains the same, and this state remains the same when it gets another reference voltage called VLT. When input voltage is less than VLT, now output jumps from minus Vsatch to plus Vsatch, that is this point. Again, this remains the same when it gets the next reference voltage, that is once again VUT. Again, when input is more than VUT, once again it jumps to minus Vsatch and process continues. I'll repeat, students. When input voltage is greater than VUT, that is here, output goes to minus Vsatch and it remains the same to the next state, that is VLT. As soon as Vin detects the VLT and it is less than the VLT, then output jumps from minus Vsatch to plus Vsatch, and this remains same when another threshold voltage is detected, and it will continue like this. So this is the input and output waveforms of the inverting schematic trigger. Because of regenerative action, that is positive feedback, V0 switches faster between plus Vsatch and minus Vsatch. Vin must be slightly more positive than VUT to switch or trigger the output from plus Vsatch to minus Vsatch. Similarly, Vin is slightly more negative than VLT to switch the output from minus Vsatch to plus Vsatch. If the voltages VUT and VLT are made larger than the noise input voltages, then this particular positive feedback will eliminate the effect called false triggering or output transitions. When you vary the values of R1 and R2, we are going to get the different values of VUT and VLT according to our required applications. The resistor ROM in the circuit diagram is connected in series with the Vin to eliminate the effect called offset voltage. Offset voltage. So what is the meaning of offset voltage? Offset voltage is nothing but output of the op-amp comparator or op-amp circuit when both the inputs are grounded, that is inverting and non-inverting terminal. If you ground this, then output obtaining at the output terminal is called as offset voltage. But practically, when both the input terminals are grounded, we are getting a small output at the output side. This unwanted output voltage is called as offset voltage. To avoid this unwanted output voltage, we're going to connect the resistor called ROM in series with Vin. And this ROM is approximately is equal to R1 in parallel with R2. So what is R1 and R2? R1 and R2 are the two feedback elements used to get the positive feedback to op amp. So therefore R1 in parallel with R2 is equal to R1 R2 divided by R1 plus R2. Students, as I said, schemic trigger also converts non-sinusoidal signals into square wave or pulse waves. We know what is sinusoidal signal. Sinusoidal signals are usually like this, where this is a time duration, total time duration, where its positive off cycle and negative cycle are of same time. That is, t is equal to t plus and t minus. Here t plus indicates the time duration for this positive off cycle, and t minus is nothing but time duration for this negative off cycle. Since both are same, if you connect the sinusoidal signal to the schemic trigger, it will convert it into a pure square wave. Similarly, our triangular signal also has equal duration for positive cycle and negative cycle. That is like this. If you take this portion as a t plus and this portion as a t minus, both are of equal time duration. Then also my schemic trigger converts a equal time duration of positive and negative cycle of the triangular into a pure square wave. Whereas in one of the non-sinusoidal signal, like a sawtooth waveform, like this is sawtooth waveform, you can see, where this is t plus time duration of the positive cycle and this is t minus time duration of the negative cycle. Here t plus is not equal to t minus. I mean to say time duration for t plus is different compared to time duration of the negative cycle. During this time, if you connect this as an input to the schemic trigger, then it is converted into pulses. It converted into pulses. Meaning is that it is not a pure square wave where you can see more positive, less negative. Now let us understand one more important concept in a schemic trigger, that is hysteresis. That is hysteresis, which is also called as dead zone, or it's also called as dead band. Hysteresis is very important concept in schemic trigger. It is nothing but a transfer curve of the clamping or clipping circuits, what we studied in our previous subjects. Yeah, to draw the hysteresis curve or a hysteresis graph of the schemic trigger, I'm going to take y direction as a V0 axis and x as a Vin axis, input axis. Students, we know that there are two possible reference voltages for input. One is VUT. Since VUT is positive, I'm indicating this on the positive x-axis, and this is the position for VLT. It is indicated in the negative x-axis because VLT is negative, because it is given by VLT is equal to minus V sat into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Students, we already know that V0 has two possibilities. One is plus V sat and minus V sat. Yeah, in order to draw this hysteresis curve is nothing but the relation between V0 and Vin. Once again, you come back and see the input-output waveforms. In input-output waveforms, I already said when Vin is greater than VUT, output jumps from positive Vsat to minus Vsat. When Vin is less than VLT, here output jumps from minus Vsat to plus Vsat. So these are the transitions part in the input-output waveforms. These are the transition parts in input-output waveforms. So this will go like this and this will go like this. So this meaningful information is displayed on the curve or a graph called hysteresis, which is also called as dead zone or dead band. Students, when Vin is more than VLT, when Vin goes more than VUT, that is upper threshold voltage, we know the output jumps from positive Vsat to negative Vsat like this. Output jumps from positive Vsat to negative Vsat in this direction. Similarly, when Vin is less than VLT, here my output jumps from minus Vsatch to plus Vsatch. So this meaningful information is displayed on the hysteresis like this. I mean to say, student, when Vin is more negative than the VLT, then output jumps from minus Vsatch to plus Vsatch like this, in this direction. In this direction. So this relation of the V0 and Vin, that is output and Vin of the ischemic trigger, is called as hysteresis. The voltage between VUT and VLT, the difference between VUT and VLT is called as hysteresis voltage, denoted by VHY. Denoted by VHY. Therefore, VHY is given by the equation VHY is equal to VUT minus VLT. Now let us substitute the VUT and VLT values. VUT is plus Vsatch into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. Similarly, VLT is minus Vsatch into R1 divided by R1 plus R2. You can see here R1 by R1 plus R2 is a common factor. Let us take it outside. The remaining quantity is plus Vsatch minus into minus plus another plus Vsatch. Therefore, this is also given by the name 2 into R1 Vsatch divided by R1 plus R2. So this is the information about inverting ischemic trigger. Students, just watch my next video for non-inverting ischemic trigger operation.